Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Peace, prosperity, presence, grace, gratitude, and guidance to everybody viewing this video. Shout outs to the kings and the queens. Shout out to everybody that has shown support, shown love. Thank you everybody who has subscribed to the channel. I know I barely ever say that, but I do appreciate every single person who has subscribed to this point, who has liked, commented, all the above. From the bottom of my heart, I'm genuinely so thankful. Right now we're at 450 subscribers, almost to 500 subscribers. Once I get to 500 subscribers, I will become eligible for my first tier of monetization, which will be great. And I'll probably do something, because I also make music. For the people that don't know, that's really my true passion. Maybe at like 1,000 followers or something, I start my music account and I'd start the rollout for that. Been working on some music videos, have a lot of fire music on the way, all different types of music. I got music you can work out to, I got music you can sit back and just relax to, and everything in between. For this transmission, I just really wanted to give you guys a breakdown of how Krishna has came into my life, because I often get asked that a lot of times from friends, from people that follow me from my old personality to me now. And they just ask like, yo, how did you become the person that you are now? Like, what triggered the change? And to be honest, there was a lot of events that had happened in my life to lead me to Krishna conscious and to lead me to Krishna, and for Krishna to find me. One thing I can say for sure is I unknowingly started to align myself with Krishna and with the, I guess you could say, the rules and regulations that go with Krishna consciousness, which are no alcohol, no drugs, no intoxicants. So I stopped smoking weed as well. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I don't drink coffee. No meat eating. I stopped eating meat a couple years ago. No sexual activities that are outside of a serious relationship. And I've been celibate for over a year now, which is crazy. And no gambling. I don't gamble. I don't do the lotto, none of that. Go on the train, I sing, I run my studio, I run junkyard sessions, and produce and a couple other things. But yeah, I don't gamble. So I unconsciously was doing pretty much everything that is required for a true devotee, a pure devotee, to do in order to reach that level of enlightenment, or become closer to understanding self and understanding Krishna consciousness, and being able to not just understand it, but also live it and feel how it feels to live abiding to the rules that were given to us to live our best lives while we're on this plane, and making it as easy as it is to making it easy to operate. Doing the right things, eating the right things, saying the right things, etc. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how you treat yourself. How you treat yourself and the things that you do will determine how you feel. So, mind you, I was, on my journey, I stopped drinking. First, I stopped drinking. That was about 4 years ago. Then after I stopped drinking, I became vegan. Then after I became vegan, Then I stopped smoking. I just stopped smoking in November of last year, so we're coming up to a year now. And smoking, I've been smoking since I was like 13 years old, so that was definitely the last straw for me. And after I stopped smoking is really when Krishna came into my life. And the whole backstory pretty much is I stopped smoking on my birthday, right? I put together a tour for this platform I run called Junkyard Sessions. And we started in New York, and we did, I believe, 12 stops, and we went all the way from New York down south and to the west coast to California, and we ended in Los Angeles. And the first stop of the tour, I put together a mini show in New York. Excuse me, just ate. And in that show, I had a couple different artists perform. All of them were super fire, super close to me. And one of the acts was Chelsea Reject and Tina. And I had just met Chelsea and Tina not too long ago, but super, super talented artists, like super talented, like beautiful message, beautiful lyrics, beautiful tones, and beautiful energy, And long story short, I was getting to know Chelsea really well, and when I left for the tour, I let Chelsea use my studio to record. Chelsea had moved back to the Bronx. I think she was living in Jersey or something like that. So I let her use the studio while I was gone. We were gone for about a month. When I got to California, I was driving. It was me, Tormenta, the filmer, and Max, the driver. So it was just three of us driving to different states. And I did the audio, Tormenta did the video, and then Max was the driver. We get all the way to California, and long story short, Tormenta, he wanted to get like a leather jacket from this punk rock store. And for the people that don't know me, like, I got punk tatted on my hand. I got rock and roll tatted on my hand. Like, I really was a punk rocker. You know what I mean? Like, really outside, like going crazy, screaming, all that. I still have that energy. Don't get it twisted. I'm just learning when to use that energy and how to transmute that energy, But I can't hide the fact that I was a punk. But long story short, you can see now that I dress differently. And he wanted to go to a punk rock store. Long story short, I was like, all right, bet. Probably wasn't gonna get anything. And even in January, like, I was definitely not wearing what I'm wearing now. Like, my attire was more, I guess you could say, like regular, just trendy, kind of popping jeans, shirts, whatever. We go to the punk rock store, and he finds a leather jacket he wants. I'm looking around. I didn't really see anything. I looked at a couple pairs of shoes or something. I didn't see anything that I liked. And then he was like, you sure you don't want anything? I was like, walk around. I see they had a little library. I see Science of Self-Realization. It's like, that's a cool title. It looked cool. I was like, I'll get this. I was like, yo, how much is this? He was like, $3. I was like, I'm getting that for sure. I didn't open it. I didn't know what it was about, anything. Bought the book, liked the title, liked the way it looked. I'm definitely on this journey now of figuring out who I am, especially after I stopped smoking. Now I'm letting go of all my vices, I'm really present. I'm really staying present and trying to figure out who I am. I think everybody's trying to figure out who they are and their purpose on this earth. So I get the book, and I never opened it. Never opened it, never read a page of it, nothing. It was $3. I wasn't tripping. Put it in my bag, we get back, we do everything that we have to do. We had a show in LA, it went great. We drove all the way back to New York, and when we get back to New York, the week that I got back, Chelsea had hit me up, because remember, Chelsea was holding the studio down, and long story short is she texted me, and the day after she texted me, she passed away. Rest in peace to Chelsea Reject. Rest in peace. Beautiful soul, beautiful person, talented, amazing. Go stream her music, go listen to her music. Chelsea Reject was really one of the ones for sure. And boy, that was really, really strange to wake up to, just to wake up to, yo, did you hear? Chelsea passed. That my friend Nico hit me up and said, yo, did you hear? Chelsea passed. I woke up to this message. And mind you, I'm sleeping in the studio where Chelsea just was, so I'm just like, whoa, like this is weird, like. And pretty much after that day, it might have been that day or the next day. I think it was that day. My boy Brooks, he hit me up. And he hit me up actually before when I was in California and called me like, yo, just checking up, making sure everything's good, y'all look. Like, I was like, yo, everything's great. Like, blessed and highly favored, we out here. And he was just like, yo, I started going to this temple. When you get back, I want you to come with me. I think you'll fuck with it. And I was like, yeah, cool. He ends up calling me either the day that I got the news about Chelsea or the day after. And he calls me, he's like, yo, do you want to go to the temple? And I was like, he was like, yo, I'm sorry about your loss, all that other stuff too. But he was like, yo, you want to go to the temple? I know, you going through something, so I don't know. And I was like, yo, I'd love to. Like, I'm not just trying to sit down here in the studio and have this on my mind. I'm trying to do something. So I go to the temple with him, and that was my introduction to the Hare Krishnas and the Krishna temple. And once I got there, everybody was chanting. Me and Brooks, we were sitting in the back. He was kind of drawing and just meditating, and I was just meditating and singing along sometimes, and the vibe was really good. And then after, they had a vegan meal for everybody, and everybody was super nice, super peaceful, super open, and I don't come from a religious background, so being there was it was different for me, and it felt right, and the vegan food at the end, that was like the icing on top of the cake. Like, it was free, it was good, and you don't have to pay to go to Thursday night kirtan. You don't have to pay for the food after. Obviously, you can donate what you would like, but it's not, you don't have to donate if you don't have it, And just to see everybody was so nice and open. Whenever I would talk to people, a lot of the same concepts would be talked about, and the same things that I kind of believed on and stood on, we kind of would agree on. And it was just a nice space. It was a nice place to I didn't even really know what was going on fully, but I just knew that I felt safe. I felt like I could leave. I left the outside world, and I came in to this temple, and I was able to sit, and I was able to meditate and just be and meditate and hear these vibrations fill my body up with peace and it felt great. And ever since then, I started going back to the temple more and more. And after I went to the temple a couple times, I picked up the Science of Self-Realization book that I got in California. I opened it up. It's about Sri Prabhupada, and who brought the Krishna consciousness to the U.S. back in the 60s. And it's about his whole journey, and it's about him pretty much having different conversations with people, whether it's the chief of police of, I think, Detroit or something, and then he did one with a Catholic priest, and he would just talk to all these different people, the news, and it would just be an interview format where he's talking back and forth, stating his opinions, or not even his opinions, but he's talking about Krishna consciousness, and they're asking him questions and he's giving them answers. And it was just crazy how I got that book without knowing that it was about Krishna consciousness, and then opening it up weeks after I go to the temple to find out that it's literally about the temple, which my friend invited me to. And then also, after Chelsea had passed away, it was almost like she had sent me. That's how it felt for me. It felt like she had sent me to this temple. And all in all, a lot of people say that they found God, but for me, I feel like God found me. I feel like God really found me. And I feel like Krishna really found me through me taking the proper steps to be able to have this clear reception to the messages and to the knowledge that is coming from Krishna and coming from the Krishna consciousness movement. Another thing that I love about the Krishna consciousness movement is that we chant and they play instruments and we sing. And like I said at the beginning, I'm a musician, so it's just really nice to be in a space where everybody sings and everybody expresses themselves with their voice, you know. So it's been a beautiful journey, and it's only been a couple months in all reality that I've been going to the temple. It feels like I've been going there for years. I'm not even gonna hold you. It feels like I've been going there for years. And I plan on going to Thursday night kirtan as much as possible, and all the other kirtans that are there. I'm gonna start going to the one on Sundays that they do, and at the Brooklyn Temple. And if anybody is interested in the temple that I go to and you're in New York City, it's called the Bhakti Center. And every Thursday there is a Thursday night kirtan. There's also a kirtan on Tuesday, which is a little bit more mellow and calm. And the Thursday night is a bit more vibrant. And at the end, there's usually a dance. Everybody dances, and then there's like a large feast. So all in all, that's pretty much the story as quickly as I could tell it. But to anybody that is still trying to figure out who they are, where they belong, what route to take, just do the best that you can do for yourself and treat yourself right. Pick up the knowledge that makes sense to you, apply that to your life, become disciplined, focus, and stay consistent. And Krishna, God, these deities will come to you. These deities will come to you. They'll find you and they will pull you their way. So just be open and be ready to walk into your next life, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's really the whole story there. I will keep continuing to share my story and my knowledge, my lessons, and put you guys on to Krishna consciousness, what it means, some of the things that we believe in, the words of the scriptures, the the literatures, the Bhagavad Gita and all these other beautiful scriptures that were left to us to read and consume. But yeah, really on that note, that's it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo.